Put your eyes back in your head.
I felt like flavor.
Pry their eyes open and force them to see the truth. We will skin the sheep and sacrifice the weak. The unholy alliance has arrived.
Good evening. This is your boy, Mad Mike of the Originators. All right. K-Style will not be with us to host the show today. So I got one half of the Originator, myself, Mad Mike, and the one and only. Tell the people who you are.
Me?
You one half of the Originator, slow mo.
Everybody knows the hell I am. Man. Look, man, let me tell you something. I'm not here to fuck around tonight. I'm not here. So, y'all ain't finna hear nothing about y'all ain't finna hear nothing about no Michigan. Y'all ain't hearing nothing about no food, no reviews, none of that shit.
Oh, good, great. Hey. I'll introduce him yourself. All right. Well, no, he is the horse with no name today. All right. So, who else we got over here? Who's the other guy we got over here? Tell people who you be.
What up, man? It's Mr. Tactician. Pull y'all pants up.
Pull the pants up.
Oh, wow. Pants all the way up.
Yeah, y'all about to get a treat today because we're not here to play. All right. So, Mr. Who are you in the white? You don't got the white beat on today?
Well, I was told I was banned from doing that ever again. But for you know what I'm saying, Homeland Security.
Randomly you're banned. You can't just randomly come in with a white beater. That's what I said.
I mean,
white beat, you know what the white beater, when he got that white beat on, all right, he in a whole nother atmosphere. So you can't randomly come in with the white beat on. So tell the people who you are, man.
I am OG Big Sam, aka Mr. White with the big stick.
Mr. White.
Mr. White.
Mr. White.
Yeah.
Mr. White.
And obviously I've possibly may have been on one here over the last 9 days because there are a lot of upset people that are mad with me.
Just a little bit.
That means you're doing your job. That means you're doing your job.
Yeah.
I've been called a fake Stephen A. Uncle Tom. Hating on the black quarterback. I don't like black athletes. I feel insulted.
Somebody told me that somebody called you Uncle Ruckus. I just want to be sure you weren't trying to take my eyeball.
That has to be a lie.
And all I said was Lamar A.A. Jackson is not elite.
He's not. He's not. Lamar.
I only said what I've been saying for the last 8 years.
8 years. Wow.
His entire career.
That's kind of funny. All right. So, well, I want to get into something. This is what I want to get in before we get into it. It will be real brief because I don't want to mess around with this topic. I don't want to mess around with this topic because there's a lot to unpack and unfold. But I want to get into this one because I think this is a topic that should go. I think it's something that we should really focus on. All right, because I think this offseason it's going to be interesting, and the reason why I bring this up is because a guy that won 4 MVPs, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, athletically gifted. He can play inside, outside. And when I mean inside, outside, I don't mean basketball. But this guy and Aaron Rodgers is a quarterback that's come under heavy scrutiny as of late, and rightfully so. And the talk around them, around that organization, is whether or not he should retire. He the last few years, it's well documented as to what he's been doing and what he has done with Green Bay, and that power struggle, and then the power struggle with the Jets. So with the Jets being 3-8, I believe they're 3-8 now. What do you guys think should happen, or what's going to happen in regards to Aaron Rodgers?
May I start?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, go ahead.
See this how for the most part on my show on Weeks and Nights for the last 3 weeks, I have had an advocate who I've for the most part agreed with in on this particular topic. From a character perspective, he should get the hell out of the league. I have a problem with Aaron Rodgers because a man lost his job and he shouldn't have. And when they fired that man, and at the time of him being fired, the Jets defense was the number 6 defense overall in this league. I have a real problem with that, because that man lost his job for no reason. For no reason. Because the reason why they have lost 8 games is because he is gone. He was calling the plays on that defense. The problem at the time was the offense, which is being led by Aaron Rodgers. My reason for wanting him to get the hell out of the league is just, you cost a man his livelihood for no fucking reason except your fucking own. I have a real fucking problem with that. I have a real problem with that. From that moment to now, they went from giving up 17 points a game to giving up damn near 30. There is no more video documented evidence of what in entirety the hell the problem was with this team than every game that has been played since he got fired. You fired the guy that literally put this defense together.
It's all about justification.
And they ain't been able to stop my grandma from crossing the street ever since.
It's all about justification, man. It's really all about justification. And
problem with Aaron Rodgers is he didn't lost the love for the game, and right now it's on a misguided ego trip.
Wait now, I'm not. I ain't gonna necessarily say that. But I am gonna agree with the ego trip shit. A healthy Aaron Rodgers right now, even at his age, you know what I'm saying, is still a top 5, top 6, 7 quarterback in this league. And that's just keeping it above.
I mean, his skill set. I will not. I'm not going to disagree with you on that, Sam. But his production versus his presence ain't there. At all.
And I can't disagree with you.
Rodgers. The problem with Rodgers right now, and we talked about ego, and this is pretty much the whole show is about ego. We'll get to that. We'll get to somebody. But his ego, he feels like in his mind, he's trying to chase the dream, chase the shadow of Tom Brady. You're not Tom Brady. Like, you already behind the 8 ball. You way behind the 8 ball because you only won 1 Super Bowl. You only been to 1 Super Bowl, and you're what 40, like 40, 41 now. Like, bro, like you're not finna catch Tom Brady. There's no way you're gonna do that shit. So you're holding.
And you know what, Don?
He tried to hold the Packers hostage, and the Packers got rid of his ass, and now he's holding the Jets hostage. Which ultimately you politicked it to get fucking the head coach fired, and you were the problem alongside with Nathaniel Hackett. I don't understand why Nathaniel Hackett still got a coaching job in the NFL, but that's another story another day.
But Don, to your point, Don, the Jets did that shit because they sent the private plane out there not once, not twice, but 3 times to California to pick his ass up. Those trips with the people that went on that trip to see Aaron Rodgers and pick him up and what they did on them trips made old boy the most irrelevant person in that facility.
So the thing is, before we get to the main topic, is for me, I don't have a problem with the Jets giving said quarterback, a certain amount of say. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it comes down to ego. Certain quarterbacks have a certain amount of ego, and
Mike, they fed that shit.
Oh, nigga, damn! I haven't even gotten out. Can I fucking talk? I have not even stated what I want to say.
My bad. I'm sorry.
We know you right. I know how you feel about Aaron Rodgers, but the thing is, I have no problem with any quarterback having a certain amount of ego. The problem is when you start doing the shit behind the scenes, because Matt Ryan has an ego. Okay, that was the reason why he decided to get traded. He decided to get traded because he felt like the Falcons was disrespecting him instead of him realizing you are no longer the same type of quarterback. That's an ego. I don't have a problem with a quarterback having an ego. I have a problem with the shit that you're doing behind the scenes, and you're playing politics, and that's what Dunn is talking about. What happened with him and Robert Salah? It was the power trip, the things that he was doing behind. If you look at his resume, he deserves everything that he's getting. Look, when an organization like the Jets hasn't had a great quarterback in quite some time, if ever, right, and you have an Aaron Rodgers that have 3, 4, like he deserves that type of because of the play that he's put on the field. So I have no problem with a quarterback having an ego problem. The problem is all the other stuff that goes behind him slick saying little things in press conferences about the head coach and pushing the head coach and all that. That's what the fuck I got a problem with. So this is what we're talking about. Go ahead.
No, I just say he was on national TV when he did it. Pushed old boy, and they were celebrating the touchdown.
So and this is the same thing I said about not Aaron Rodgers, but Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes deserves everything that he's getting. Look, if you won back-to-back Super Bowls, you was a bad motherfucker, and you deserve every look. If a motherfucker wanted to kiss your toes, all right, with peanut butter on the motherfuckers, you deserve it. Why? Because you won back-to-back, and you were one of the main reasons as to why. So I don't have a problem with quarterbacks or any player pulling the power card because they earn that. Aaron Rodgers earned the right to be called a bad man, but he didn't earn the right to sit up here and talk shit behind coaches' back and getting fired and playing politics between coaches and the organization. And see, that's where we're going. This is exactly where we're going. And why I brought this up is because Falcons gonna have to make a decision. They're gonna have to make a decision. Because right now, Raheem, he got two things. He got a young quarterback and he got a veteran quarterback. He got a young quarterback and Michael Penix, and he got a veteran stud that every quarterback, every team right now who needs a quarterback in the offseason, these guys going to be looking at, man. The Falcons, especially if they don't get the job done and get to the playoffs, Raheem got a decision to make, and this is why I said I wanted to talk about this particular topic before I get into that. Is because of that. Because now there's a quarterback controversy because you're losing. If you lose the way you've been losing, it becomes a matter of, is Raheem going to start putting things in place, firing defensive coordinators, offensive coordinators, and start to build the team around that quarterback? So I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself with this, but if the Atlanta Falcons defense don't turn things around, do you guys think that Kirk Cousins is going to be one and done in Atlanta, and we're going to start seeing Mr. Penix in?
Could be. Because the thing is, for one thing, losing the way we're losing, you're ruining Kirk Cousins' career on the back end of it. For no reason at all. Because you're not doing him no favors. He got a chip on his shoulder and he got to axe to grind just like this team. And the first thing they're going to look at is the front office down to Kirk. And be like, well, you spent all that money for him when that money could have went to some other players. Then you drafted Penix. We're going to hear that damn story all over again. Mm-hmm. Kirk playing fine, but you're putting him in a bad position that he didn't create simply because you too damn arrogant to get off your ass and your big melon head and switch up shit on the defense.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. This man right here is capable of taking us to the playoffs and beyond if you would just get out your ass and coach and let the people that you've hired to help you. Hmm. Because the recurrent thing is this, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. I noticed if y'all go back and watch the game, the minute they put Penix in, what did Penix have to do? It took about 2 minutes. Penix was over there talking with the O-line, talking with the offense, right? Mm-hmm. He's getting everybody on one page because at that point in time, you're bringing a rookie quarterback in to now uplift a defeated offense after being beat that bad to say, hey, man, let's go out here and play a couple more downs, bro. Yeah, I know we behind the 8 ball. We ain't going to win the game, but let's just go on out here as professionals and play the game. Your rookie quarterback shouldn't have to do that. And you see Kirk on the sidelines like, damn, is my job in jeopardy? Mm-hmm. because it doesn't matter how bad Raheem coaches. By Kirk being the quarterback, he's the leader. He's gonna take it on his shoulders as this was my fault, knowing damn well it wasn't.
Yep, that's how it is. Sam, I got a question for you, and I'm gonna say I'm kind of I'm co-hosting. What's the best part of a pencil?
Wait, what?
What's the best part of a pencil? Huh?
What's the best part of a pencil?
Yeah.
The eraser.
You right, man. You so wise. That's why I asked you. Why is the eraser the most important part of the pencil? Because people got to forget, before erasers were invented, it was just a pencil. It was just ink or lead. That was it. They didn't have erasers. But as time went by, society has changed. People start making more costly mistakes.
Figured out a way to erase it and start over.
There you go. Now you can take it away with what you got to say.
You know, I don't like you, man. I don't like you.
A lot of like me. I'm a wanted man in several states and many women. So,
but I okay. If you heard me this morning, for the most part, my opinion has been somewhat slightly a little bit different. I mean, because I'm looking around and I'm taking in everything that has happened over these last 3 weeks, and I'm looking at everything. I think we're overreacting. I mean, from a big picture perspective, I really do believe we're overreacting right now.
Why?
Hear me out. We come into this game, coming off the same game. You know, that 3-point loss. It happened. We come into this week, 7 people on inactive, and 6 of them were defense. Now, as I said this morning about the whole playing down perspective, I said there's no playing down to a Sean Payton coach team. The Broncos defense came as advertised. There's and there is no way around that. Our defense, we was severely short-handed. Now, I get it, next man up, but it really ain't no next man up when there ain't no man to get up.
Well,
now
this is why.
Hold on, Mike. Hold on. By no means am I dismissing any of all the wrong decisions that was made in that game and the lack of adjustments thereof. Okay. All I'm saying is, at this particular point, right here, comes the end of this game. We just overlook being crippled.
I got you. So I for one, everything you just said.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I can take that into consideration, but this is the reason why I say that's bull. The main reason why we say this bull, and this is what I can speak for Dunn, I can speak for Jew, I can speak for Caleb.
Yeah.
None of that matters if you're doing the exact same things to lose games.
Yep.
It don't matter. None of that matters. If you're doing the exact same, you're having the same mistakes over and over again. See, the thing is, we're not complaining because we're losing. These are the same complaints that we were having when we was winning. This is something that you have been talking about since we were winning. This is the same thing Dunn was talking about when we were winning. So
And I was loud as hell with the Carolina game. When we won the Carolina game, I was saying the same.
So you're not wrong, but this is the reason why we're talking about these are fireable offenses, because nothing has changed in regards to his philosophy and his scheme. A lot of people are not complaining because we're losing. And that right there is the misconception, as we're only saying y'all only complaining because we're losing. No. You can go back and you can look at all of our past shows. Everybody has been saying this exact same thing in regards to him not changing philosophy, continuously playing off coverage. This off coverage has not changed. And these are the things we're talking about that is frustrating everybody. So, no, you're not wrong. Yes, when you're missing two of the middle linebackers that you were really counting on to be your cover guys, because they weren't counting on Caden being the cover guy. They weren't counting on Nate Lamb to be covered. They were counting on J.D. Bertrand and Troy Anderson to be the cover guys. Both of those guys are out.
I mean, so even like I said, it was a big picture aspect. I'm going all the way to Trice's and Helen's injury as well.
I get you, man. Listen. The reason why that you can't have a big picture when you fucking up now. Okay, there's not going to be a future if you continuously make the same mistakes over and over again. There's no future. You got an 80-year-old. You have an 80-year-old owner who wants to win. You have a fan base that wants to win. You have players that want to win. If you keep thinking about big picture and we'll get it right in 3 years, you're going to get fired. Why? Because you're not making the necessary adjustments now. So, Don, in regards to Raheem Morris, why do you think? All right, what is the source of your frustration?
All right, so this is what I got to say. I want everybody to look at the Chargers right now. Can anybody name 4 Pro Bowlers or all pro players that's on the Chargers right now? Their defense. Can anybody name me 5? Or I put like, can anybody name me 3 or 4?
I really can't.
No,
You can't. You can't. But these motherfuckers up here, they got a top 5 defense. With their first year defensive coordinator, he ain't never coached in the NFL. Calling plays, J.C. Mitchell. But people talking about, it's Jimmy Lake. It's his fault. And he didn't run that scheme. It's college. I'm like, bruh, scheme is king. Scheme is scheme. No matter what it is, no matter what level of football you coach, scheme is scheme at the end of the day. If your scheme works, it's gonna show. If it's flawed, it's gonna show. Jesse Minter right now has a top 5 defense with playing with nobody's other outside of Nick Bosa. Not Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa. That's it.
You can throw a little Duran, but I think Duran is hurt if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's hurt right now. So but what I'm saying is the same guy, Mental was at Michigan, he won that championship. I get that in college, but he's using the same scheme that he used at Michigan, and it's working in the NFL. That's what I'm trying to tell. That's what I've been trying to get people to understand. Scheme is scheme. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Raheem Morris has been in the league for years. Super Bowl winning coach. And you're still, your scheme is flawed. You're not allowing the people that you hired to help you with Warren said earlier, you brought in a Jimmy Lake. Jimmy Lake is supposed to leave with Raheem Morris to come to Atlanta. He was supposed to stay his ass in Los Angeles. But that's another whole conversation for another day. You brought him here. You told people that he was gonna call the defense. He's not calling the defense. And if everybody sit up here saying that Jimmy Lake is calling this defense, you on fucking crack. All you got to do is go look at Jimmy Lake's defense when he was at Washington, and look how the DBs lined up. It's totally different from how we got our DBs our corner lined up.
What do you mean by calling defense? Because some people saying, "Oh, he's the one with the play sheet." What do you mean by what?
He can have a play sheet, but it ain't it. It's just like a substitute teacher. Substitute teacher got a lesson plan, but did they make the lesson plan? No, it's from the main teacher that's been out.
Raheem's problem is he's playing through a dream, and I'll put it like this: to back up what Don said, scheme is scheme, but in order for us to win, especially with a defense, you got to know your personnel. You got to know what their strengths are. And it's just like chess. I could be about to lose a chess match, and if I know how to use the pieces that I have left on the board correctly, I can beat my opponent. That's what he's not doing. And it's aggravating us because, bro, you've been on Super Bowl winning teams. You should know how to use less and get more. Now, what Don was saying is you got schemes, you got these players or whatnot. Okay, say, just like Sam said, say players go out. Players get hurt that we were counting on, to play. Our defense and our offense is primarily built for aggression. It's built for aggression. Our O-line is built to maul, and our defense is built to maul. We're not built to sit back and let the fight come to us. That's why that cover two don't work, because you ain't got the personnel that you had in Los Angeles that's just going to bum rush the pocket. And everybody that you did have, they might not be playing or they might be injured. So guess what you got to do? You got to go to plan B. Raheem got plan A and A minus. He ain't got plan B. Jimmy Lake got plan B. But you tell Jimmy Lake, I got this shit. You sit back. Jimmy Lake likes man. And every time we have played man, or every time we have mixed it up and added man in there, we have gotten to the quarterback. We have gotten pressures. We have gotten stops. And the second thing is, and I told them yesterday, when you play guys out of position for a long period of time, you get them hurt because they're doing something that they're not really suited for. Like Mike said earlier, Judon ain't got no business covering. Caden Ellis ain't got no business covering. Did you see how his brother was playing on the other side? He wasn't chasing down no big receivers. He doing his thing. Where he's good at. And the thing is, Raheem knows this. He played on a Tampa team that's known for what? Blitzing. You played for LA again. And why would you waste a whole season to get the players you need to play your scheme? That's dumb. And that's what Mike and them talking about, fireable offenses. Because you're wasting a season, you're wasting a winning season at that to satisfy your ego. And you're ruining players' careers on top of that.
And Tony Wright said, conversation regarding Raheem Morris adjusting, not adjusting, and being stubborn regarding the defense sounds like what Mike was talking about Dan Quinn in 18, 19, 20. And this is one of the main reasons. So the thing is, let me tell everybody something. All right. Most coaches on defense run a cover 3 and a cover 1. Cover 3, cover 1 They're interchangeable. But the thing is, some of the best defensive coordinators, what they like to substitute man defenses and blitzes with those cover threes. You can't just run a cover three scheme with not mixing man defense, and that's where the Falcons are struggling. They refuse to use man defense. You got to be aggressive with that cover three. And this is what Dunn was talking about with Jimmy Lake. Jimmy Lake likes to use a lot of his DBs are a lot more aggressive. His DBs are a lot more aggressive, and they're closer to the line than his. And that's the issue. I put out a short earlier today, just a few minutes ago, where the Atlanta Falcons are giving up a completion percentage, mind you, a completion percentage of 71% completion percentage. That's above average. That right there is a way above. You're talking about above average. That's elite status of completion percentage. This is what Aaron Rodgers and Peyton Manning were doing in their best season, and we're giving that up to guys that aren't Peyton Manning and Drew Brees. We're giving it up in 1 year to guys like Derek Carr and a rookie quarterback, and that's a major problem. You have to change the defense. So, Dunn, what you got to lay before you head out?
Look, I changed my. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't got to go nowhere tonight. So
Okay.
Y'all gonna get to know me. What I got to say on this matter of Raheem Morris, and I'm about to shut everybody up about because everybody think because I criticize Raheem Morris, they think I'm on the fire Raheem bandwagon. I'm not. So y'all can shut the hell up and allow other people to voice their opinions based on facts. All right? Because what I talk, y'all better fucking listen because I don't really say much and I really don't be pissed off that much these days. But Raheem Morris has the capabilities to be a good coach in this league, head coach in this league? Yeah, he does. However, he has to allow other people that you hire to do their job. You're trying to allow your ego, you letting your ego cloud with everything you're trying to do, and you're trying to take credit for everything. And I feel like that's what it is with him. The team is good. The team is good. We're number one. We're still number one in the division. And you're like, it's like the same thing with Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn wanted to take full credit for that 2016 season. Not mind you that you had Kyle Shanahan, you had his assistants, the LaFleur brothers, you had Mike McDaniel, you had Richard Smith, who knew how to groom linebackers. Like, you had these guys on your team. Brian Cox, another guy.
So
but you got it's like this is a second chance at being a coach of the league, and you're fumbling in the bag right now because you're trying to be cute. You think you're taking your opponent lightly because you think that, we the big dogs in the NFC South. Like, no. Like, you gotta game plan. You have to game plan. And another thing, stop flying out of damn Atlanta the day before the damn game. That's another damn thing.
Yeah, that kind of pissed me off to see that. I don't. That right there was insane to see those guys file and it's 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So it's oh my god, it's bury a whole day.
But
that's not even a day. That's not even a day.
That's not even a day.
You gotta think about it. When you fly, you going 2 hours back because Denver's on Mountain Time. But you still got to get to the hotel, check in. Like by the time they really got to Denver for real, had to been like 9, 10 o'clock at night.
But bro, Don, it's not even that. You're going to an area where the air is thinner.
Yeah, the high altitude. Yeah.
You gotta give your body a day to adjust. Like real talk.
Normally it's a week. It's a week. If you notice with Kansas City, when they play Denver, them motherfuckers there a week before. Soon as they done whatever team they playing on that Sunday, Tuesday they there. They in Denver.
Yeah, because you got to deal with you got to deal with the time difference. You got to deal with how your body reacts to it, and then you got to think. You guys are gonna get up. You're gonna get warmed up and everything like that. You gotta understand, Denver. The people in Denver play there, so that means they're used to that altitude. You going in there, your players gonna get winded quick. You know what I'm saying? You get with lack of oxygen, you get cramps in your muscles. Like, bro, you can't just fly. It's not like going from, you know what I'm saying, Atlanta to Miami. It's not the same. That's lack of consideration for your team. And like we said, that's not being prepared. You're not putting them in a good space to win.
So I want to dispel another rumor in regard to this too. This I'm saying this all over, and I'll go with you, Sam. This start, and then we hit with this. But there's another saying that, like, for whatever reason, people seem to think that defense that Ryan Nielsen had, that it was a good defense. Well, for one, I think we all know that Ryan Nielsen came into a situation where you had Dean Pease pretty much build the foundation to that defense. And we see this quite often, especially with certain coaches in every sport. A guy comes in, he builds the foundation to a team, and then you bring in another guy, and they have success with that guy. And then once those guys have come into it, you know, you start to see the real products. So do you feel like the Atlanta Falcons fan base has it mixed up in regards to Ryan Nielsen and that Atlanta Falcons defense being better? Because a lot of people think that Ryan Nielsen had a better defense, but when you look at the numbers from last year to this season, it's not much of a difference outside of sack numbers. So what are your thoughts, Sam, on that? And then we'll go to Juan and Don after that.
Well, as far as the defense is concerned, it's hard to ignore that, you know, Nielsen being gone. I mean, there was some bit of consistency, you know, of some kind of pass rush with Nielsen.
Was it Nielsen or was it the players? Because all the players that got most of the sacks wasn't Nielsen guys. Because the guys that got sacks, all those guys are gone. Most of those guys are gone. Calais Campbell and Bud Dupree. Those guys are gone. Is it really?
Yeah. Now, I was going to get to the personnel aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was saying it's hard to ignore, but also at the same time, we also had to understand the personnel that fitted. Now, that is a clear cut problem that we have right now, because we got guys in our linebacker room that can't cover it. I mean, and it's a glaring problem. I mean, Ellis is a good athlete, and he understands the game very well. But I mean, I give an A for effort. I mean, but his is a bit because he is not that kind of linebacker.
Well,
And
this is not true. Nielsen didn't run the defense. He was in charge of the defensive front.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Graves ran that defense.
Yeah, he was a defensive line coach.
Yeah, that was the first time that Nielsen called the plays, but he didn't run the defense. The defense that right there was Jerry Gray, and that's why Jerry Gray's still there.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Gray and Huxtable, both of them kind of
right.
Yeah. But all in all, to piggyback off what Sam and what you were saying, Mike, all in all, they understood the personnel. They understood the personnel and they understood what they weren't and what they were. And they made it work. They understood, okay, Ryan Nielsen, you got the guys up front. We know we got Calais Campbell. Okay, you can eat up about 2 or 3 people. That frees up Grady and that frees up Onyemata. Y'all do y'all thing. Okay, linebackers, y'all secure the middle. And then Jerry Gray, you got the DBs in the back.
That allowed a guy like Bud Dupree on Ebiketie, because I think Ebiketie had about 6.5 sacks, and he had Bud Dupree had about 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had guys that was able to feed them up. And that's the thing. We don't have that this year. Those guys not playing consistent.
Right. So with that being said, because remember, and I've said this many times, and Mike can confirm this, I said having a big guy in the middle like Calais would have changed this defense dramatically because everybody to the left and to the right of him would have been freed up on the front side. We have one of the most, on paper, dangerous secondaries in the league. But what's happening is you're not utilizing their strengths because, like Don and them has said all week, if we bring them up closer to the line of scrimmage instead of having them between and 15 yards off, then all you got to do is keep the man in front of you.
71% completion percentage. Just think about that for that's dead last, y'all.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. And I get it. We want to, and I said this earlier, we want to give up yards, but not the big play. Guess what happens? You're going to run into teams that's going to be able to make them big plays regardless. And if you don't get to the quarterback, stuff like what happened with Bo Nix is going to continue to happen. And you leave any quarterback in the backfield with time to play, he's going to carve you up. You get a good coach like Sean Payton, he's going to find a way to carve you up.
Yeah. Now, one. Bo Nix is a different kind of rookie.
True.
But this is you give any quarterback that much time. It doesn't matter.
And that's true too.
Because let's be honest, and I hate saying this, but if you was to give Bryce Young time in the back, he can carve you up. I hate to say it.
Look at what happened with running against Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, that's what we've been saying this entire time. This defense is not good, and it's predicated off the scheme we're running. That's what it is. And hold on.
He was asked too. He was asked earlier today about why the defense is giving up so the completion percentage was so high. He was asked about that, and he really didn't want to answer the question.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But this is why I said this. I said if we hire Raheem Morris, he better hire Lovie Smith as his DC. Because Lovie Smith, he's been looking at the chops to be a defensive coordinator in the league.
There's another guy out there that we talked about early this year also, before the season start, that was at the Falcons camp that I thought they
Wilkes.
should have. Yeah, Steve Wilkes. He's another one of those guys that I thought the Falcons should. So keep an eye on that for him to be a defensive coordinator if the Falcons decide to bring in or just shake things up.
Now, I will say this.
He's bringing these guys. He
No.
has to let them do what they got to do. Like he gotta allow the defensive coordinator to do their job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this will be a totally different. This will be a totally different defense right now. If we with the guys we got right now, injuries and all, this will be a totally different defense if we were allowed to do what people got hired to do, trust and believe. Now, I said this to Mike, and I want y'all to pay attention to this. After this bye week, if you see the defense change, you know Arthur got in that ass. Okay? Because the Arthur Blank that y'all used to seeing, the man that has the hospitals and he's the happy-go-lucky owner. Oh, no. You about to see Mob Arthur now. Because I'm telling you right now, Raheem got a short leash. He got a short leash because there's no excuse to lose this season. You got it in your hand right now.
And we mean by short, we're not talking about him being fired. The thing is, that's not going to be much more excuses. He's going to have to shake things up defensively.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we mean by a short leash. And like I said, we don't know how Arthur Blank how he's really thinking and whether or not he's said completely, because he did it their way this time. And look, they got to we don't know if Raheem came in and told him a dream in regard to this, him, essentially him being the head coach. We don't know what he said to him. That I'm gonna have this defense ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know if he said that and what Arthur is thinking. So nothing. I don't think the Atlanta Falcons are looking to fire him. I like that's the last thing, but we don't know exactly how Arthur Blank is thinking. If he could be one of those guys, like, yeah, I'm gonna give you everything that you need offensively, but you better have me a defense because I want a defense. And until I get my defense, like you look, you're going to be doing things my way if I don't get my defense. And that's those are the type of thing that we have to take in consideration in regards to the behind the scene things. Because think about it like this. Think about it like this. How many times are we gonna keep talking about if we can get a defensive line? How many times are we gonna keep talking about that? Because obviously he sold the Atlanta Falcons on something. He's something on. Don't know what he said, but he sold those guys on something. Because it was widespread that these guys really wanted to go after Jim Harbaugh. Falcons really wanted him. They really wanted Bill Belichick. So he had to sell the Atlanta Falcons on something. And youth have something to do with that in regard to his age. But let me ask you guys this before we get to the questions. Kind of briefly went into it, but what do you think is really going on with this Atlanta Falcons offense in regards to who is really, are we really giving Kirk Cousins the power to do what he wants to do, or we're trying to use the offense to kind of a way to kind of take the attention off the defense. You know what I mean by that? Like the defense isn't playing, and we know it's going to be a process. But are we using Kirk Cousins?
Deja vu.
You know what I'm saying? It's almost like Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. It's a cover up that we want to build. We want to have a good offense, but are we really? These guys really care about the defense as well as much as they say they are.
I think it's deja vu, man. I seen this episode so many times. Like it's a rerun. Like you have a high-powered offense, and we expect our offense to go out there every single game and give us 30-some points a game, while the defense can do whatever they can do.
Play around
it doesn't work like that.
Around and whatnot and take everything for granted. Oh, we'll eventually get it together. That's the attitude that I get from Raheem. We'll get it together instead of getting it right from the beginning.
It feels like 2017 all over again.
Right.
Yeah, but and then too, you got an offensive coordinator that's learning the ropes as well on how to efficiently run this bad boy. And the thing is, the fact that we got a veteran quarterback, that's the crutch. Because what do we go from? We went from a start learning curve to a quarterback that pretty much knows he can run it himself. He done seen everything. So I think they're leaning on that. And that's why I'm saying if you're going to try to do that, then put him in the best possible light to help you win the game. Because if you're going to cause him to have to play panic ball and lose, you defeating the purpose of trying to cover anything up.
Yep.
Well, all of those sound good.
Why is everybody on this motherfucker eating? Everybody eating. Do I need to go get me something to eat too? Do I need to do it too?
Mr. Linson, I think I'm gonna pierce inside of your brain and thought because you haven't mentioned this, but I think I think we are both on the same brain wave. We have. But I think my Raheem thought is a little bit different from yours, Mike. Yes, we have a Raheem Morris problem. Raheem has pushed the panic button.
Oh, you actually thought he pushed the button?
Yeah, he's pushed the panic button. And I'm explain why. It is
right Sam go.
You know, it's kind of sort of the same thing with Mariota. Excuse me.
Burping and eating at the same. What are we doing, Samuel?
My bad, man. I had me a bowl with the shrimp. I'm sorry.
It's got a problem with shrimp.
But
it sounds like a horse eating. Good God Almighty!
But I think Raheem Morris is the situation is kind of turbulent to him, and to me, honestly, he's putting undue pressure on himself. When I think you brought these people here with him, and you're not using them because you're paying.
Yeah, that's called ego trip. That's an ego. You don't want to get it right, because if a guy wants to get it right, he's going to take everything in consideration. That's ego. Everybody looking at you to be the leader. The thing is, when you are the leader, you have to lead, and lead is knowing when to step up and when to step back.
When you hit the panic button, there is no boundaries to stupidity.
Look, I don't think there's a panic button. I don't think there's a panic button at all because this is not a situation where he hasn't been in this before. Raheem has been in the league since he was 30 something years old, bro. This dude knows what he's doing. He's been in football all through. He knows exactly what he's doing. And the problem is you're doing nothing. There's no like the panic button. I would take the panic button. I would take that in consideration if I saw some changes and his level of expertise. And this is the thing that this goes over so many people's heads as I go with truth right here. Truth, we're gonna get your thoughts on it. But his level of expertise is the secondary. Okay, that's his expertise. Everybody's saying that he was a defensive line guy. He wasn't the defensive line guy. He's more of a scout. His expertise is secondary, and he's a scout. He can identify talent. That's what he can do. Okay, that's what his expertise is. But the defense, the secondary, they're not making any adjustments. They're playing the same off coverage from week 1 all the way to week 11, and that's the problem that I say. I don't think it's a matter of panic, but this is just him being stubborn and sticking to what he knows instead of using his defensive guys who are also gurus in their own right. But Truth, what do you feel like? What's going on? What you most frustrated with this Atlanta Falcons team?
I'm getting vibes of that sack of shit hand. And and the thing about it is, they was all on the same staff together. Like, I'm starting to dislike this cat, bro. And when I dislike you, you like Chris Jericho said, you done made the list. This dumb motherfucker keep doing shit that he know. Why the fuck you gonna keep punching a brick wall if you know you're gonna break your hand? That's what he doing. He keep punching a brick wall, knowing he gonna break his hand.
Mm-hmm.
He can get the hell on after 1 year, and I don't give a good goddamn about anybody else that was here.
So
first thing somebody want to do is bring up what we put up with Arthur Smith. Well, the shit. Actually, we didn't put up with much with Arthur Smith because they was on his ass from day one. That's first.
He didn't have all the tools. He didn't have all the weapons and personnel.
And that part right there, that's second. Arthur Smith didn't have a playoff Super Bowl ready caliber team, and can't nobody say that he did. We signed 40 motherfuckers off the street his first year. Raheem Morris, he tighten up, but he can get the fuck on. I don't give a fuck who like it, dislike it. Everybody kiss my ass.
The problem I have with Raheem, you retain Jerry Gray, you retain Hustle, you retain these guys who has over 40 years of experience in the league. All right, hold on. So let's look at everybody. Remember Gorilla Monsoon, right?
Yeah. Yes,
why did Vince McMahon keep this man in the WWE until he damn died?
We knew damn near every part of that business.
Yeah, Gorilla Monsoon was Gorilla Monsoon and Pat Patterson was the reason why Vince grew WWE.
Yeah, they were his brains. They were his brains.
Use the people that has the experience. And that's what I'm trying to get to with people.
Right.
You use the people that have the experience.
I mean, that's the trait of a good leader. Like Mike always say, everybody on this panel got a different skill set. Not one man has all of our skill sets together. So whenever something come up, Mike has a person for each skill set needed. And with Jerry Gray got more experience than all of them combined. Let's be real. So if he's a DB's guy and he has more experience than you do, and you're the head coach, wouldn't it behoove you to be like, hey, let's get with Jimmy Lake, let's mix up some stuff, and let's bring our boys up? It makes it easier on you. Because like Mike said, and like Don said, you'll get accolades for winning, and then everybody else may get sub credit. But when you lose, it's all on you. Because at the end of the day, you had the final decision to either make this play work or not. If that's the case, you might as well just be the head coach and nobody else be on the team, on the coaching staff but you. Since you got it figured out. What you need Jerry Grace for? And that's going to be his downfall.
Gotta use the people, the men in your corner. I always tell people, Don and Kev are really the brainchild behind the heavy hitters. Jew is the voice. I'm there just to compliment everybody. But Don, Don does most of the heavy lifting. Him and Kev do most of the heavy lifting when it comes to that. They put all the ideas, I assist with the ideas, but he's the one that really runs the heavy hitters. When you see him on Friday night, this is one show. These are Sam, they are the brainchild behind their necessary show. So when I say this is your show, this is your show. I come in there and I add a little something to it. That's what my job is to do. Add what I can add to it. So when you got Raheem Morris, and I'm here to keep this motherfucker behind right beside me. There's some bitch named Mr. Wide. Okay, I'm here to keep him calm and cool from going off on you, motherfucker. Okay, because he and True be really wanting to go in on it. So everybody has a part and a place here at Atlanta Falcons Nation, and we allow each other to do their respective job. And what we're seeing with Raheem Morris, these guys are not allowed to do what they do best. We know Jimmy Lake and that defense. He likes to use a lot of 3-4, and he likes to use cover 3 and cover 1 and man. And when he covers his cover 3 looks so much like his cover 1s is scary. But that's the beauty of his defense. It looks the same, but it's different because he allows his guys to move. He allows these guys to be aggressive, and that's the problem. What you got, True?
Basically, he handcuffed his guys, man. Take the handcuffs off.
Right.
And what's going to wind up happening is he's going to come out in the San Diego game, and he's going to be done made his adjustments. Now, everybody who mad at us right now for calling him out, everybody gonna want to bow their neck and say A, B, and C, and then I'm gonna bust their bubble and tell them he's doing his fucking job. That's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to make adjustments. So don't. The confetti throwing off him doing his job. He should have been doing his job 6 weeks ago. No way we should be 65. I got a huge problem with it, and I got a right to call him out.
But I mean,
in other words, y'all get the damn coach's hot dogs out your mouth, put them on the damn grill.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I think he did the best he could to limp our ass, you know what I'm saying, on to the bye week.
And Sam makes a good point with the injuries. All right, we're not taking that out of consideration. The problem is, and I apologize for it. We give Bijan the ball too much of first down. I mean, that's not necessarily true. You want to get the ball to the running backs and get the running game going early in the game. The last thing you want to do is wait till the fourth quarter and start giving the ball to the running back. You want to get that ball. You want to get those running backs, Bijan, Robinson, Howland, here, get them going so you can get some play action going. That's why if you look at University of Michigan and Georgia Bulldogs, they always get a ball. They always get a ball to their running backs early and then. Off of a stop, they'll come out, bam, play action with a deep shot. So you always want to give your running back the ball early in games. So Bijan, look,
this Denver defense is the first defense that shut our run game down, man.
Bijan, I'm about to correct you on something, Matt, Mike. I'm about to correct you on something. Right. You said University of Michigan. You forgot to say your 2023 national champions, Michigan Wolverines.
Oh man,
national champions. Okay, I correct myself.
I'm feeding that man.
God bless you, Don.
Whatever, y'all. I'm just an advocate. I'm just like Paul Heyman said. Like Paul Heyman said, I'm just an advocate.
Just take the wheel.
Look, man, let him have his little moment. Because as soon as I get my,
he got it. I'm kind of baffled. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what the game plan was, but I'm baffled that Tyler Algier only got one touch and that was a pass for -1 yard. Before I go the fuck off about that, can somebody tell me what happened with that?
Now, cuz, let me ask you a question. Because I really didn't get a chance to see the game. What quarter was that in? What part was it? First half?
I forget.
I mean, it was the running back didn't get a lot of touches in general because we were down 14-3, so we had to pass the ball anyway to get back into the game. So the touches down, the touches are gonna be down regardless anyway.
Okay.
In the first half, I mean, look, I'm gonna give kudos to this Denver front. They gave us nothing in the run game in the first half. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
I'm glad you said that, Sam.
90% of the damn problem. We could not run on Denver.
I'm glad you said that. Here's what we should have anticipated. Out of all the coaches we gonna play this year, Sean Payton is the one coach that single-handedly studies the Falcons film like a nitpicking grandma. He gonna study every little ounce, every little detail down to the letter because he's familiar with the team. Again, I made a comment and said it's just like playing the Saints again. This man has played us during the Matt Ryan era, where the NFC South had some serious quarterbacks in it. Okay. He knows our tendencies. All he did was look and say, oh, okay, if we stop their run, we can put pressure on Kurt and we can disrupt that passing game. Got him. That's all he did. That's all he did. So I'm willing to bet it was a lot of man coverage, was it not?
Yeah.
And it was pressure, was it not?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much what Van. There you go. He likes.
That's what Van Joseph does.
Yeah, that's what
Van will play man. He will play man. And he will blitz the shit out of your ass.
Mm-hmm. See,
I said in the week coming in here, if him being Sean Payton, who he is, it was going to be a problem. And that Denver defense came as advertised.
The thing with Sean Payton, you cannot do conventional play. Whatever Sean sees on film, you got to do the opposite. Because he's going to, like I said, when the defense was on the field, he knew, okay, yeah, chunk plays, I got him. We just gonna dink and dunk you because you're not giving me nothing. On offense, he know our strength is the run game. So you got to mix it up.
Our defense, one thing about Sean Payton, you cannot play soft zone against Sean Payton's offense.
No.
He will pick that shit apart. And I just don't understand why Raheem Morris and your dumb ass done played against Sean Payton several fucking times in your career.
With Matt Ryan.
Let me say,
it ain't even Matt Ryan, it's a defense. Like whatever defense you fielded, you played against Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Let me correct somebody right quick when we talk about this Raheem Morris and Dan Quinn. Well, people don't understand that Dan Quinn don't run a conventional 4-3. Okay, it's an over under, which is similar to a 34. But what his defense does, you got a guy like Bruce Irvin who's an undersized defensive end. So it's not a 4-3. Okay, I want y'all to know that it's not a 4-3. It's a 4-3 over, 4-3 under, and he switches that guy from depending on what is the advantage. what he got on there. Who's the best? Who's the worst pass blocker? So when you talk about 4-3, and I keep telling people this, the 4-3 is, if you look at most of the greatest defenses of all time, almost 70-80% of those defenses was 3-4. So we got to stop this imaginary bull crap that we talking about a 4-3. 4-3 is not the best defense. Okay, it's not. It's not the best defensive formation. The best defensive formation has always been a 3-4. Variations of a 3-4. Always been. Look at some of the greatest defensive players of all time, all the way from LT, Derek Thomas, Von Miller. Like if you look at a lot of these guys, there's only been one defense when you look at he's been able to kind of overcome the stigma of a 4-3, and that's been Tony Dungy. But he had a kind of like unique style. He used a lot of undersized defensive end and undersized defensive target. He substituted the size for the speed. But like that's the only way with a 4-3 that you can because with the 4-3, there's a lot of spacing issues in the 4-3 that a 3-4 doesn't have. And that's why 3-4 has always been. So we got to stop that stigma with that.
We kind of go back and the thing about the 4-3, you got to have the exact player at every position.
You have to have the athlete to be able to play in a 4-3.
And your corners have to be smart as fuck. That play in the zone. If they don't understand the concepts of how the routes are ran, they're going to get lost. This is why you see guys like D. Alford and then Clark Phillips. And Clark Phillips is in his second season, but he doesn't understand these zone concepts that Raheem Morris is having them play.
Again, knowing your personnel.
In order to run that 4-3, you have to have smart corners, and I'm talking about smart corners to be able to play because again, it's a spacing issue with the 4-3.
See now, here's where understanding one of the more underrated defenses in NFL history. That Dallas Cowboys 1979 to 1984 defense, Harvey Martin and them boys, was a clear case example of what we're talking about of having to have the exact.
OG, you telling somebody goddamn, hey, boy, don't ain't goddamn folk remember that goddamn shit.
You ain't got to go that far, Sam. You ain't got to go that far. You can go back to the Steelers in the 2000s. Dick LeBeau, those corners were smart as fuck.
Yeah.
Those corners were smart as hell.
But wasn't Dick LeBeau 3-4?
Yeah, he was 3-4 defense.
Okay,
but hold on, but I get it. I get what you're saying. But as far as the zones, like in the corners, it's the same concept that Raheem is trying to run here. I'm not looking at the front seven. I'm more looking at the DBs, the secondary.
His
because
message
here's the thing: you can run 3-4, 4-3. You can run either or with zone. But here's the thing: you have to have the pass rush for one. We don't have that, and your corners have to be smart as hell to understand the zones. And clearly, our corners are not bright enough to understand that.
Well, that's the problem. Outside of AJ Terrell, there's not a lot of corners under, and that's why he's playing these guys. So, like I said, it's a personnel issue on top of it. With that, you gotta have athletic. You have to have athletic linebackers in order to make it work. If you're gonna play that zone.
Let me ask y'all a question. Anybody played chess or checkers? I know it's a real crazy question. Have you ever played chess with checker pieces?
You can't do that.
There you go. There you go. It makes for a real dumb game.
It's not fun.
Right. It
Look,
makes for a real dumb game.
The closest I've done one, I played chess while eating checkers.
Oh my God.
Well, Don, that can get sloppy too, depending on how the burger is made.
No, that just sent me to bed. That just sent me to bed right now. No,
Oh my.
No. We're not doing it.
You play chess while eating checkers?
Next topic.
I'm leaving.
Hey, we don't get everybody final take, man. We've been on an hour and 20 minutes, and like I said, man, you can't play chess. You can't play chess with checker pieces. That's just that.
I'm suspending myself. I am suspending myself.
But see, Mucho, the only thing about those chess pieces on the checkerboard, you can't stack the queens, bro. You can't stack the queens. That's what I'm telling you. You can't. That's what I'm trying to say. Raheem, a good coach understands one thing. If I don't have the personnel right now, what do I need to do to get the win? And if I got to make adjustments that don't fit my philosophy right now to get the win, let me get the win out the way so that I can later on get the pieces I can do to fit it. That's the problem. Don't trick off a season because you ain't got what you want.
All right, so we're going to start with OG Sam. Going to give his final takes on today's topic. So what do you guys saying?
On today's topic?
Everybody what they can find you.
Well, today's topics. Or my topics. Honestly, man, everybody just need to take a breath, relax. Be honest, I think we're gonna be fine, and that's not being a homer. That's just I think we mass unit our way, to the bye week, which is well needed. I think there's an entire team, faculty, everybody need to get them, they disperse to their neutral corners, get the fuck off the grid, and just breathe. I'm not happy, but I'm not mad either with where we are at 6-5 at the bye week. I think we're gonna be fine. A lot has to change, no doubt about it. It does. It does, and I think it will. I think we're gonna be fine. And y'all know I pretty much maintained that out this whole season.
Yes, you have.
All right, OG. Go ahead.
We just need to come out from this bye, and we need to play Falcons football, not Raheem's football, not Jimmy Lake's football, but we need to play Falcon football, the same football that got us to this point. We should not be tricking off this season for ego. We got an opportunity to get into the playoffs and really make a statement. And these next games, I'm going to say this, we got to win them. They are a need to win games. That losing cushion we had 2 games ago, we don't got that no more. Every game is a need to win now. If you come in here talking about you're going to outrun the South, and then the next thing is the playoffs, then be a man of your word and make it happen. Plain and simple.
All right, true.
You know, when the season started, I tried to tell folks, temper your expectations. I got ridiculed. I got beat up. I got destroyed for that. This here, and where we are right now, here's why. All right. With that being said, if you would have told me I'd have been mad at being 6-5 when the season started 11 weeks ago, I would say things were looking up for us. Heal up. We're going to get this 48 hours of bitching out of the way. Heal up. And finish the second half strong. Make adjustments that need to be made. I think they're gonna hear no. I think if nothing else, I think the coaching staff is hearing the noise right now because there's a lot of fans agitated, pissed off, and they got good right to be. I'm with Juan. Don't talk about it. Be about it. I don't want to hear about what we. I don't want to hear it. Do it. I think I got to fault myself because I got a little too far ahead. 2 weeks ago, I was looking at clinching when we came back from the bye week. I said, yeah, clinch. And that was at 6-3. Now, 6-5. We're still looking okay. But now, I don't want to breathe life into Tampa. I ain't worried about New Orleans. New Orleans got to be the dumbest franchise on the planet right now. Y'all fighting to win games. What? You're not going to the playoffs. But hey, that's for the Saints. Clean it up, get together, tighten up, get out your own way. Raheem Morris is not. You get out of here. You can get out of here. That's why I want that. Whole truth now. Close it out.
So we appreciate about for joining us, man. Like I said, this is not a call to fire Arthur for Arthur to fire Raheem. Nobody ever stated that. But at the end of the day, fans want necessary changes. We don't want to keep losing the exact same way time and time again, underestimating teams that we should beat. That is getting old. That has been a story for the last 20 years or so. I don't want to hear that again. I don't want to hear this love story about how we're going to be persistent and we're going to overcome and no one loss is going to dictate who we are. I don't want to hear that. Show me. All right. That's the end of the day. That's what it is. I don't care nothing about what your rah-rah speech is. Show us that you're going to be different. Show us that you're going to contend for a championship. Show us that y'all got heart. Show us that you got a heart to be a champion. Show us. I'm tired of hearing, pregame speeches.
They got Mike, Dan Quinn, Mike. I swear to God, we're gonna fight like hell. Man, shut up, old Stone Cold.
I don't want to hear that shit. Look, I like Raheem and I like Dan Quinn, but I don't want to hear them love. I don't want to hear them love stories. I don't care nothing about that. I don't care nothing about that. Show me. Y'all selling me a dream, and until he shows these guys, us, and this fan base that we're going to be different, fans are going to continuously have it. And we don't care, and I'm positive that y'all don't care nothing about him telling us what's going to happen. We need to see what happens. And I know Arthur Blank, who's standing there with $1 billion in his pocket, tired of spending $100 million on a motherfucker that maybe could be one day like possible. He wants to see action. He about that action boss. All right. So with that being said, man, this has been the crew, the originators, the one only Atlanta Falcons Nation. Continue to support us everywhere. OG Sam, truth, Mr. Tactician himself. K-Style, get well, he'll be all right, man. Like I said, it's the season is changing and everybody kind of, catching a little bit. So he'll be back most likely Wednesday. If not Wednesday, he'll be back Thursday. So enjoy the game. I think it's the Texans and the Dallas Cowboys. So we'll get to see the Dallas Cowboys get their ass whipped tonight. That'll make me feel a little bit better to see them lose. I always like to see them lose.
Get K-Styles on a goddamn shot of corn liquor.
Yeah.
Look. He need to go ahead and get that old granddad whiskey. Put it right.
Shot of corn liquor.
Yeah, he like I said, he'll be back, man. K-Styles, he a soldier, man, and he really I would say he didn't really want to be off, but we got to look out for our health. So that being said, man, this has been your boy, man, Mike. I'm not going to try to do K-Styles closing because that's on K-Styles, and K-Styles, nobody can do K-Styles like K-Styles can do. So I'm going to say this. Bye, Mom.